Hello everyone, Marvel the Patient here with yet another full commentary masterclass tips and tricks, this time for Stonevault 13. We're locked in on the Resto Druid, ready to pump this key. We have some pretty good geared and good Ryo guys with us here, so this is a perfect key to show you all the small tips and tricks we have for this dungeon. This first pull will be massive, a lot of information will come, so let's jump right into it. First of all, I want to use Life Bloom on myself, Life Bloom on tank. And because this pool is kind of big and there's a lot of damage going on, we need to use Iron Bark on the tank. He will take so much damage and he needs his defensives for later pulls and later in this pull, so yeah. A little misplay there with me going into bear form to speed up everyone because I actually proc my Heart of the Wild, but just kind of sad that I was already in combat.
Chill.
Right here on your screen you're gonna watch the slam. And I actually get hit by that slam, which is very sad, because the slam from all these giant golems, you can actually outrange that. You need to outrange the slam or LOS line of sight it, then you will take no damage. So there's no reason for me to be in there as a ranged healer there. There's no reason for me to stay in there at the moment. But we all survived and it's fine. Getting rid of all those curses, they do a lot of damage, so you need to dispel them as fast as possible. Moving on to the next pull. Same idea with the giant here. I just need to stay back here. I want to go in, just use my combo points on Cat, but I'm going to take the AoE damage as you see right here. I should have outranged that again, so. And now we're going to get, and actually getting hit by the random spell there, Aching Void, so getting one shot. If I outrange that, I'm going to survive that one hit, so kind of sad. Right now on your screen you can see what I'm actually supposed to do. Outranging all the AoEs, so people are taking a lot of damage. I'm totally fine. 3 AoEs right here. Needing to use the Convoke defensively. I mean, when I rewatch this, I don't need to use it because there's no more incoming damage, but I just needed to be safe. Going into cat form here to try to do some damage, but honestly I should just have stayed out, making sure that everyone was healthy. You can see the shaman dropping here in a moment.
Chill.
Because I was so close to having him. It was only 160k overkill, but yeah. I should have had that. I should have just stayed back. So a little first tip here in the first room. I did damage, but I didn't do that much damage. Just use Starfires. Just stay back and stay defensives, okay? Another cool trick for those loader bots that leap out. You can actually vortex them so they stay there. You can hot CC them. You can stun them so they don't get out of the cleave group, right? So in this group we have a lot of cleave, so we need them to stay stacked. And I just need to vortex that jumper right there. So yeah, the first pulls, they're very chaotic. And hopefully, we get that done before it hits us all. Now we're going into the first boss. There's a lot of things here. I'm sorry for going a bit fast, but there's just so much to say. Usually on this boss, I like to go 2-2-1 with the pillars. So right here we're spawning the pillars. And then with my beam, I'm going to hit 2 pillars and then move on. The first hit here on tank, the seismic slam is going to hit him very, very hard. You can see, okay, he's actually using defensive, so that's good. But you can see the number ticking down right now on my UI. I need to watch that because next time I need to dispel him just before the slam hits.
Bloom up.
And now, when these pillars explode, you can see that. Sorry. Ooh. Now you can see the AoE coming in. I dispelled the tank. We only have 2 pillars left. That's good. And we have the slam, and then all the rest of the pillars are gonna explode. So we did 3 explosions here. We are actually fine. We should have used AMS here, okay? I'm gonna call out the AMS, but it turns out that he's actually going to save it for the next pull after this. But, I mean, in my opinion, he can use it here and have it as well for the next one. So. At this point, I'm actually getting a bit behind already, and that's a bit sad, but we're gonna recover. As you saw in the tank, also, you can just see the numbers ticking down. All my weak auras are in my weak aura pack, so you can go download that anytime you want. I'm just watching the number count down. I'm just gonna remove it right as the beams go off here. Right here, I think I'm gonna bark skin. Yes, bark skinning, removing it, getting ready for the AoE. So the rest of the pillars are going to explode now. I hope I go into a little bear form here. Yay! Let's go, Marvel the Patient. Going into a little bear form here, just to take a bit less damage. That's super cool, because I'm running Ursons as well, so more stamina. And then it's just rinse and repeat. Going into cat form for some damage here, really good. I'm getting back into the rotation now, getting all my heals out. Watching the tank for the seismic slam. A bit early remove there, but it was fine. Getting everyone topped off. So yeah, just pillars, destroy pillars, more pillars, and then the big AoE. So the big AoE is coming every 2 times. So now we're gonna break some pillars, and then the AoE is gonna come. Removing it from tank perfectly. Getting ready here. I'm gonna Iron Bark myself. Yeah, exactly. Going into bear form, I hope. And perfectly. You can see it there.
Bloom up.
You usually, some people want to do one pillar, and then 4 pillars in the end. 4 to 5 pillars in the end. But usually I like to do them more spread out because of my HOTS, right? With Discipline Priest, is sometimes better to just do them all at once because you have such a big AoE. Removing it from tank, healing it up, and at this point the boss is getting so low, so we don't want to break anymore now. We just want to go straight tank, straight for the boss, and just ignore the rest. So you remember I told you that DK is keeping his AMS, the anti-magic zone. It is for this. Because the AoE you can see in the left side of your screen right now is hurting so much. The tank is taking so much damage. We are taking so much damage. There's so much damage going on in this pool. So we need every man on board to just like do healing. You see the the DK, how much healing he's doing down there with the shields. It's very, very nice. There's so much damage. Actually, I was not supposed to go into cat form here, I think, because the pool is not over. I was like, hey, we survived it. But as you see right there, the paladin uses lay on hands on the tank in the last moment and sacked him. That was my responsibility. I should have kept healing. I just felt like I was invincible. We survived the first AoE, we were good, but the tank damage keeps going for this pull. It's a double pull and it's a very big one, so we need to focus. Okay, moving on to the left wing. We have kinda many spells in here that hurts a lot, but we have one that hurts more than the others. This one. The piercing wall, because the piercing wall damage actually stacks. So it damages everyone around them, but if there's more than one going off, we're gonna take AoE damage. You can see one is going off in just a moment, right there. But if more of those are going off, we're gonna get one shot. I think it's 3 or 4, and then everyone is wiped. So yeah. So we see the next one going off here, we're gonna get 2. And the DK was standing in the swirls on the ground, so unfortunately dying. The other spell there is just the silence. You all know that. And the random. Ooh, that was close for the third one. We would have been in trouble there. But actually getting it done really nice. So at this point, I'm already like planning ahead. I'm planning ahead that I know that the next pull is an AoE as well. So AoE on everyone, and the ability Shadow Claw does a lot of tank damage, so I need to watch it. I'm watching the AoE, hotting everyone up. Getting ready for it. You can see it on the left of your screen. 3 seconds. I need to watch tank here as well. And I'm gonna use Bark. Watching tank here. Really nice. Popping trees. Yeah, looks fine. So I was ready for this, and that's how you play Restoration Druid. You get a hang of the dungeon, so you're ready and you know when the damage is coming. So that was my main problem with the first boss, that I got behind on healing, and then it's very hard to play this offensive cat build. Watching the AoE here, actually going into cat form to try to kill it before the next AoE. I think that's just gonna help us. I think, yeah. So we're gonna get 3 pulses, it's fine. It's nice to do some damage instead, so. And we got another one here. The spoiler is gonna do AoE again. You can see it on the left of your screen there. Very early AMS here, Mr. DK. But I mean, he thought about it. It was fine. So I think I'm gonna Iron Bark myself here. Exactly. So usually what I want to do is I want to Iron Bark the tank, or I want to Iron Bark myself in these dungeons. There are like specific situations, like in Dawnbreaker or something, where you get a heavy dot on everyone and need to do that. But yeah. So we're moving on here with the dungeon. The Shadow Claw just hit. Let's see what's going to happen here. We're moving on to the next pool. This pool has no AoE, but just has heavy tank damage, the swirlies on the ground, and the random cast, okay? What I tried... I remember this. I tried to dispel myself, but I have that on set, and I tried to alt set, but alt set removes my entire UI, so... Just a little misplay there, but nothing happened, so we're fine. The swirlies on the ground again. Trying to watch out for that. Just trying to do damage here. There's no group damage. If everyone is just touching the swirlies, we're very fine here. And the tank, there's nothing here. So, as you can see on my screen right now, I'm actually holding the combo points for boss. So just standing out here trying to heal. You can get the weak aura for always showing your combo points in my weak aura pack as well. A little thing again about playing Resto Druid. I wanted to get a quick stealth in before going here because we have the talent that actually gives us more crit chance if we go into stealth in the start of the combat. So, but nonetheless, next boss. What we want to do here is you want to kill the crystal one at a time. You need to kill the crystals one at a time because they're doing pulsing damage and they're doing stacking damage, okay? So what you can see in the middle of your screen right now is that I actually took an orb. And an orb because I'm going to get 50% healing. I need one orb to do more healing, and that's just what we need. And then the DPS with the most single target needs a lot of orbs. Very, very nice that I'm actually right here holding my Convoke to press the damage for the shield. So the damage is only there as long as the shield is there. So instead of just staying out there and healing, I'm actually going offensively, going into cat form and doing my Convoke to break the shield faster. Because if I break the shield faster, there will be less to heal. Win-win. So what is nice to know about the orbs as well in this boss that sometimes people forget is the orbs is actually doing ticking damage as well. So if the guy, a DPS, a single target DPS, takes a lot of orbs, he will also take a lot of damage. And that's a thing you can actually save Iron Bark for as well, or you can just like get him hotted up. Sometimes I actually prioritize life blooming that target as well, because they will take a lot of orb damage. A little thing here, the orbs are falling really fast, so there's no thing as you need to you need to just wait for your cast to finish before moving. You need to move when the orbs are spawning. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. A really early bark skin I can see down on my UI in the left actually. You're gonna use, let's see if I use the Convoke offensively or defensively. Actually gonna use it defensively. A very good lay on hands from the Paladin as well. We could have used an AMS there or just a Golem or something, but or an Earth Elemental, but it's fine. It's always, I think, it's always a balance whether you're going to use your Convoke as an offensive spell or a defensive spell. And that's something you need to figure out for yourself. The first shield, it was a really good defensive to use offensively to break the shield faster because the burst of the Restoration Druid is so big. Sorry about that. The Restoration Druid burst is so big when you're going into cat form, but you need to keep everyone alive anyhow. So let's see. We're going to get the next shield here. I have an orb. I think I'm going to take another. Shards, us not killing those shards will make his shield even bigger. So it's fine to leave 2 shards, but it would just make the shield bigger. So I'm like worried about that now. I'm gonna Iron Bark him because of the stacks as well on the shaman.
Bloom up.
Ooh.
Bloom up.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. So my issue here was I went into cat form too early before Heart of the Wild was ready. I didn't hear the meow, and I Convoked, and just a second later I had my Heart of the Wild. So you need to listen out for that. There's a reason that I actually have that meow in my ear because you need to wait with that. Okay. So right here we're just gonna leave every shard because we're just bursting boss at this point. You don't need to kill it. I think it's like 10%. You can stop killing shards and you will be fine. You just need them to not explode and you need them to not get to the shield version. Yeah, so moving on. We're moving to the right side now. There's a lot of mobs here, a lot of random AoEs, a lot of like random cast, and yeah, you're gonna see. The Forge Loader here has a frontal. That is the most important for this wing. We need to watch that. And you can actually like bait that. If everyone is stacking on each other, you can actually bait which direction it's going in. And you can see, almost hit me here. And on the red Paladin right now, you can see the Motel, I think it's called Motel Fire or something. It's so much damage. I need to, exactly what I said earlier. I'm life blooming him now because I know he's going to take a lot. Going into cat form, doing my Catvoke rotation, just trying to do damage, get it through the pole before we're going to get the next Motar or the random dot.
Chill.
I'm watching myself here actually getting it, sadly. Almost had that. So just hotting myself up, putting a lot of heals on myself. It's a big, big, big nasty dot.
Bloom up.
So a big thing on this one is that it's mostly tank damage. Random cast and tank damage. But the tank all the ads are putting a debuff on the tank. They're doing crazy amount of damage on him. So you need to vortex these, or the tank at least needs to kite them. You can see he's gonna ring him. It's the same as vortex. He's dropping his stacks, and now he can tank them again. Paladins can bubble. There's a lot of things. Okay. Again, all these jumps right here, jumping out of the cleave range can be... Ooh, you saw I did it! I didn't even remember that. I vortexed it back in. That was really good. So we don't need them to be spread, or you have like one ad left with like 50% HP. So if you want to do the big pulls and the big like 2 groups here, you need to CC it and keep it like, keep it stunned and keep it together with the rest of the group so you can cleave it down.
Bloom up.
Let's see what's going to happen.
Chill.
So mostly these rooms are just like random cast on people. There are heals going off. You need to interrupt or CC. And yeah, a lot of tank damage. So we need to watch the tank at all times. You can see him just using his cooldowns here on rotation. I need to keep him up here. Really good. There's a lot of damage going on. Look at that red pellet, and he's just pumping out. Really good. Oh, sadly. You can see all the random orbs there. You can see the shaman almost had him, but he was just randomly shut down. We need to control that a bit better, like keep our stuns, keep our blinding lights, keep everything we have for that, okay? And we need to kick all the small bolts. The small bolts are not an issue by itself, but they will do a lot of damage if 3 or 4 hits you at the same time. But he's up again, thankfully for Orng. Is that not called it? Ink. I think it's called Ink. So what I'm just clicking on right here is that if you're bringing a blacksmith or you're bringing a dwarf, I think it's, or an iron forged dwarf, you can actually get a versatility buff, and we just had that. You can see it on the top of my screen. That gives 10% versatility, and it's a very, very nice little thing. There's a lot of these dungeons in the War Within that has these small features where if you have a profession, you can actually get a buff. So yeah, there's a lot of random heals. You can see the restoring metal here trying to kick that. A lot of random cast, a lot of random damage going on in the group. We need to, the DK needs to stack all this, and we need to stack it all. So yeah, just trying to stabilize everyone, trying to heal everyone here. Using quite a bit of rejuice because I'm scared of the incoming damage. And yeah, just topping everyone up. Very nice interrupt there. 3 heals going out, we don't need that. Watching it. Actually missing my kick, but it's fine. And this is just a tank and spank. We're taking so much damage, so I need to keep everyone healthy. But this is what Resto Druids are really good at. I'm just gonna hut everyone up, watch the bowls, and interrupt them as I can. So right now in a second, you're gonna watch me use Wrath. So why I'm using Wrath here is because my Heart of the Wild proc, the Call of the Elder Druid, is ready, and I don't want to use it before boss. So I stay out, heal, use Wrath, never go into form. And that's why I'm so excited for the next patch. But yeah, we're going to talk about that later. At this boss, it's very important that you have even damage on both. Because if you kill one of the bosses first, the other one is going to... the boss you kill is going to do pulsing damage to everyone. And that hurts. Right here, we need to watch the range kick. Shaman, I think, got that. Yep, the Shaman is going to kick that. So he's, after pulling the metal thing down in the middle... that's hard to say. He's going to do and cast an AoE cast on everyone, and we need to kick that. This is mostly the only mechanic that actually matters in this one. So now we're going to get the vents. There's 4 vents, 3 of them light up, and we can only stand in 1. And just in a moment, the big guy is going to jump in the middle, explode the box, and do a lot of damage for us. So we need to keep everyone alive here. Very nice AMS. Very nice bear form for me. And we're super healthy. So it's good. There's the biggest like overlap of things because we need to keep everyone healthy before it explodes. Very, very important and lucky vent here. I actually pop in the Heart of the Wild because I felt like super comfy. That now that we can just stay in the same vent, I can do damage. Gonna go into cat form and convoke. Yep. So watching the lives here, we need to keep them both at the same, approximately the same HP here. Watching the frontals. Sometimes it bucks and hits a bit behind the boss, so I'm just standing back there. Okay, swapping to the new vent. You can see the AoE damage going out here. I needed to prep more for that. That was my bad. So yeah, you can see the box here. Need to keep everyone up. Bark skin myself, Iron Bark into Bear. Really nice play by me, but I mean it was a recover. I needed to hut up before that happened, But it was just, I was just, yeah. And we need to focus more on the big lad here. You can see the health as well.
Bloom up.
So now we need to move again.
Bloom up.
Running, trying to hot
Chill.
everyone up. Yeah, it's gonna go fine. So now, no explosion. Now it's just the guy swapping it down the middle and needs to be kicked. I think Shaman is gonna get that again. We can watch it on the left of the screen, and
Bloom
he
up.
is. Really, really
Bloom
nice
up.
plate. So let's see the next frontal. Now we need to start to... I hear the meow. I hear the convoke sound. Now I need to focus my fire here. Yeah, and you need to leave the vents really fast here. You can see the shaman actually going down. So when this is going to happen,
Chill.
when this happens, you need to leave the vents really fast. You can see the DK take, or the paladin taking so much
Bloom
damage
up.
here. And I actually forgot going into bear, so I almost died as well. Very chaotic ending. But as I watch it afterwards,
Bloom up.
the paladin actually bubbled, so I should have just focused on myself. But that was a split-second decision. I was super focused and trying to get the paladin up before the big explosion. So yeah, I survived. Everything's fine. The shaman actually released here, and that's really fine because we're going back to the same thing we came from. You can see the paladin actually using Invis pot here to just take the card back. No need really to do that, but it's fine. And we're gonna run back in the middle and move to the last boss room here. Yeah, if you have a priest, you can soothe the things there as well. So you can. There's a lot of ways you can get through that. Now we're gonna get the cool. I love these ads. So these ads are gonna do charges. You can see that in the middle of my screen, and we're gonna get quite a few of those. Watch the blue arrows and try to like knock them into the wall. A little AOE coming in here. Shaman, Shaman is dying again to random bolts. Oh my god, he's actually dying a lot. So we need to watch the charge. If I played this better and if I was more focused, I would stay more to like the side so they don't charge to Narnia, but actually just stays with the group. Sometimes you can stack all 5 people at the wall and you can make them charge into the wall at the same time. That's a really nice thing. Just gonna kick the little heal there. Next important thing to see here is the smash rock. Oof. I'm actually gonna get hit by that charge.
Bloom up.
There's so much going on in this dungeon. I love Stonevault. And some of the people here, if you know my channel, actually this was the Stonevault 12 was the dungeon that got me 3k. And I tried it, I think it was 10 times to get it done. So it's a hard dungeon for me. Still learning a lot, but have a lot to share with you guys as well. So now I'm kind of trolling the charge. As you can see, it's charging all the way back there. But as I was telling you just a second ago, the big rock guys actually have a stacking damage. So you cannot just pull everything in together. You cannot just like pump it out because the damage is stacking. And the thing is that like 3 or 4 stacks, maybe more, it will one-shot you if you don't use a personal, okay?
Bloom up.
These stone balls
Chill.
actually do so much damage.
Bloom
There's
up.
so many random casts doing so much damage here. Totems are coming in. We need to kill those, or they're gonna explode and deal lots of AoE. Stone balls here, trying to interrupt as many as we can. I'm going into cat. I
Bloom
hope
up.
I'm gonna kick something.
Bloom up.
I'm really not. Right now, I'm just holding on to my Convoke. I can see that to get it resynced with my Heart of the Wild, okay? So there's no reason for me to use my Convoke right now in cat form because I'm trying to keep it for my next Heart of the Wild in 17 seconds, 16 seconds, okay?
Bloom up.
So keeping
Bloom
the
up.
rock smash in mind, that's why we don't want to do these 2 pulls together. You could do them, but there's a lot of random cast and it's a key killer. Because if you don't focus for a second, there's totems, there's random cast, and there's the what is that called? The smash rock. Boom, there you see it. And if you can see the stack in the middle of your screen, it's 30 seconds, and it's so much damage if that stacks up. Important to notice as well as a Resto Druid, this is not an instant knockback. You will see the circle go off, you will see the ability go off, and then there will be like a 1 second delay, so you can actually finish your cast before getting knocked back. It's a really good thing because I usually cast some kind of healing, wild growth, regrowth, something right before it. You can see here, I hope I'm gonna do it.
Bloom up.
I'm not, I'm just gonna
Bloom up.
not even go into bear form. Okay, Mal with the patient. Now we're on 2 stacks and the tank actually chose to keep moving. So at this point I'm a bit scared just going in here. I think I'm just gonna call the AMS here.
Bloom up.
Let's see. Okay, surviving this one. Actually not in bear form. A little misplay there because I tried to heal everyone up. I needed to stay in bear form for that. So for the next one, I'm 99% sure, I can't remember this, but I'm 99% sure I'm gonna ask for AMS here. because the 4th stack is just too much damage. I have Barkskin, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah. You see there? Anti-magic zone, right? AMZ.
Chill.
AMZ, AMZ. And we're just gonna stand in that, and we're super fine. So that's a really, really good zone, and really needed at this point, because we're taking so much damage. So now it's a race against the clock, right? We're watching the next slam, and the left side of the screen is coming in 9 seconds, 8 seconds. So we just need to kill the ad and move to boss. We have Bloodlords ready, we have anything. I'm just gonna click here, the Heart of the Wild, going into stealth, just gonna go and pump the boss. A little thing there, it would be better for me to do Rake before Rip, just to get the passive off of going into stealth, but it's just a tiny misplay. Let's see what's going to happen here. Just gonna heal, do damage. Now we're gonna get the Void Corruptions. Usually, healers and like weak DPS are the first primary targets, okay? You need to get the Corruptions out. Because Corruptions deals stacking damage and deals so much damage. Gonna Wild Charge out to safety. Back into cat form and cat convoking. Really good. So yeah, the Void Corruption actually stacks, and the damage is really high if you keep it for like 10 seconds or something. So you need to clear that as fast as possible, and the healers and weak DPS are usually the targets. I usually just clear myself here, go into bear form. With Heart of the Wild, so I'm super tanky at this point.
Chill.
Watching the red paladin here. Ooh, I think he would have been dead there, even though I life bloomed him. And yeah, at this point, for some reason, my computer lagged out and the audio is actually gone. So we're gonna do the rest of the key without any World of Warcraft audio. But nonetheless, we get these blobbers. You can actually stack them more together, as you see me doing there. Just stand right at the edge of one of the others, and you're gonna get more space so you don't get overrun. Okay. Watching the frontal here, clearing my corruption here. Watching the paladin again. Actually, really good movement by the paladin there. Let's see. We hear the meow. It's not even there, but I can watch it on my screen. A bit of sad convoke there, though, because I needed to go in, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. Still got a lot of damage out, and jumping right back in so I can use the rest of my Heart of the Wild there. We're gonna get, I think it's the last Void Corruption. I'm just standing there already. Gonna watch the Paladin and the Shaman here. Paladin is gonna bubble it. Shaman is gonna remove it at the right of your screen. And at this point, it's just really free. Almost two-chested it. If we haven't died that many times, we would have actually two-chested it. It felt like a really nice key. Like, we did some minor mistakes, and we died of some random things, and I died of a charge. But yeah, I mean, actually a pretty good key. We died to a lot of random casts because we didn't control it right. Okay, we have leg sweep, we have the lightning totem from the shaman. We have a lot of things that can control those ad pulls more. But overall, I think this was a really good key, and that's why I wanted to do the commentary over this one. So yeah, kind of low. You can see the damage over here. I'm just gonna do a breakdown here. The Paladin, the DK, kind of low Shaman damage. Not sure why. Enhancement Shaman usually does a lot of damage, but he was dead a lot as well, so maybe that's why. My damage is fine here a lot as well. A lot of cat damage. That's good to see. Healing wise is fine. Life Bloom is getting up there, and regrowth as well. DK is doing good. Shaman is doing good. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do deaths. So let's see. Yeah, the random slam and the hit, I can do that better for sure. I need to stay outrange there. The slam, that was my mistake because the shaman had no defensive left. The piercing wall was just sad that it went off. Random casts. Random cast, yeah. Me getting charged down. That's my mistake. Okay. So a pretty good key overall, and I felt like it was really good actually. So now I'm just gonna stand. I just opened this up so you can see the Life Bloom and the Nourish together. This is a really good like healing breakdown. You can see Dream of the Scenarios down there actually doing quite a lot of healing, and yeah, it's a pretty good key, and it was really fun to play. So I hope this was great for you guys. I hope that you learned a lot on the way. I'm gonna do more of these commentary videos. My hope is that I'm gonna do one for each dungeon. So I'm trying to get that done before season 2. But if you have any questions or any tips that I missed for Stonevault, please let me know down in the comments. And I guess I'll just see you in the next one. Thank you for being here, guys. Bye!